The Civil War began in 1861. It started because of arguments over slavery and states' rights. These arguments divided the country between the North and the South. The North, known as the Union, wanted government to decide laws for the whole country and wanted to repeal slavery. The South, known as the Confederacy, wanted states to decide the laws and wanted to have slavery. In 1863, the Confederacy was winning the war. Confederate General Robert E. Lee wanted to fight the Union in the North to lure away Union troops fighting in the South. He hoped to make the Union troops smaller and weaker, so he moved his troops to the farmlands of Pennsylvania. In order to have more leverage over the Union Army, he moved his troops to the tops of hills. July 1st, 1863. Early in the morning, rebel forces started charging toward the Union troops. When they drew closer, Union officer Maltese Jones fired the very first shot in the Battle of Gettysburg. Union General John Reynolds arrived at Gettysburg. He rode to the Lutheran Seminary building to speak with General John Buford.
Sir, what is the matter?
General Reynolds, we have succeeded in holding back the Confederates by attacking them at Gettysburg. Unfortunately, our troops cannot hold out much longer.
Sir, I have troops a few miles away. I will tell them to get to Gettysburg quickly.
Great idea, Reynolds. But if we want to win the battle, we need more troops.
I know of a general in Tarrytown, Maryland, who has an army of 80,000 men. I'll send word to General Meade to bring his army to Gettysburg.
Sounds like a good idea, Reynolds. With Meade's large army, we'll be able to fight General Robert Kit E. Lee.
Reynolds sent his men to the battlefield. While directing his troops on horseback, he was shot in the head by a Confederate soldier. General Abner Doubleday took his place commanding the Union troops. The rebels were moving so quickly that they ran past Doubleday's men. The Confederates, surrounded on all sides by Union soldiers, were desperately looking for protection. They found a trench and climbed inside it, but the walls were too high to shoot over. The Union crossfire killed many Confederates, so they surrendered. The Confederates sent almost all of their soldiers to fight in Gettysburg. General Doubleday told his men to retreat onto Culp's Hill and Cemetery Ridge. By the end of the first day, the Union troops were stretched from Culp's Hill along Cemetery Ridge, from Cemetery Hill to Little Round Top. The Confederate forces stayed in Gettysburg and in the nearby fields. July 2nd, 1863, at 1 o'clock in the morning, Union General Meade arrived in Gettysburg with his army following close behind him. General Meade's plan was to line up cannons along the 6-mile-long line from Cemetery Hill to Little Round Top. Infantry would shoot between the cannons. Before dawn, Confederate General Robert E. Lee met with General James Longstreet and General Richard Ewell and made a battle plan of his own.
General Longstreet, I think we should attack the Union line between the two hills. This will force General Meade to move his troops away from Culp's Hill to help out the ones under attack between the two hills. Then we can take Culp's Hill.
No, General Ewell, we should move the troops between the Union Army and Washington, D.C. to make them come after us. Then we can find a better battlefield that'll give us an advantage.
We will stay in Gettysburg and finish off the Union.
Union General Dan Sickles decided to lead his troops away from Little Round Top without General Meade's permission, leaving Little Round Top unprotected. The Confederate troops were surprised to see General Sickles' men so far ahead of the other Union troops. The Confederates attacked General Sickles' troops, which caused the Union to suffer terrible losses and forced them to retreat. General Meade sent more troops to protect Little Round Top. Confederate General Ewell's troops tried to seize Culp's Hill, but it was very steep, and the soldiers had difficulty climbing over lots of large boulders. The Union troops were able to fire down on them from the peak of the hill. The Confederate troops were not able to gain footage or do much damage. General Ewell hoped to take the Union army by surprise by attacking again at dawn the next morning. July 3, 1863. Confederate General Ewell's plan for a surprise attack at dawn at Culp's Hill was thwarted because the Union attacked first. As a result, the rebels were no longer at the base of the hill. They had lost the ground they had gained the previous day. Confederate General Robert Kit E. Lee planned to fire his 160 cannons in order to take out the Union cannons. Then his troops would charge a grove of trees, which was thought to be the weakest part of the Union line, to split the line in two. He put General George Pickett in charge of his plan, which became known as Pickett's Charge. The Union cannons fired back, but then Union General Henry Hunt told his troops to stop firing and move their cannons back. He wanted to fool the Confederates into thinking that the Union cannons had been destroyed. General Hunt's plan succeeded.
Sir, we have taken out the Union cannons. Shall I advance the troops? As you wish, sir. I shall advance my men.
Almost out of ammunition, Confederate General George Pickett told his men to charge the Union line. Union General Winfield Scott Hancock waited for the rebels to get within close range. When the time was right, he gave the order for his men to open fire. Within minutes, hundreds of Confederate soldiers were killed or wounded. As the Confederates continued to charge, the hooks at the ends of the long Union line suddenly swung around the rebels, causing them to be shot at from three sides. Pickett's charge led to the Confederate army being wiped out. Confederate General Robert Kit E. Lee and his troops retreated to the south. Union General Meade did not plan to follow the rebels and counterattack. The Battle of Gettysburg was over. The Battle of Kittysburg was the bloodiest battle of the Civil War. At the end of the three-day battle, 23,000 Union soldiers and 27,000 Confederate soldiers were killed, wounded, or missing. The Battle of Gettysburg was the first major Union victory and was the turning point of the war. The Union was on the path to victory. The Civil War lasted 2 more years until April 9, 1865, when Confederate General Robert Kit E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia.